My name is Rachel Rollins and I have 3 children. So going into motherhood, it wasn't what it was supposed to be, because obviously I've had psychosis for a very long time, over 20 years, and there wasn't much put in place for it. So as a mother, I was expecting, I was very hopeful. I wasn't expecting the worst to happen. I wasn't expecting a relapse to happen. But unfortunately that happened, mainly because I didn't receive a lot of support when it came to a lot of support around, I had a care plan, but I didn't receive a lot of support around what would happen. They wouldn't tell me a lot about, the things that would happen to me, like if I would get ill again. So that was an issue. But having my baby, I feel as if I could get through it, even without the support that I didn't receive. But because there wasn't a perinatal team at my time, because I had my first baby in 2016. That's over 10 years ago now. So I was under the community mental health team. I had a psychiatric nurse, a CPN, who I would see, and I didn't expect it. I really didn't, until after I've had the baby. I really didn't expect to I was new to motherhood, and I thought motherhood was going to be a beautiful experience, and it was just very stressful. And I know I was obviously, with my psychosis diagnosis beforehand, I know stress was the main factor. So I didn't realise that motherhood was going to be very, very stressful. And I thought I was Superwoman. I thought I could do everything. I thought I could cook, clean. I thought I could still do the night feeds and look after the whole house. And it wasn't. Even when the midwife came in, she knocked on the door and she said, and I said, I'm just cooking at the moment. Do you want to stop that? And she goes, you got time to cook? Like, it really put a realisation on the fact that, something must have been wrong, because I shouldn't have been doing all of that by myself. But I wasn't really educated as much, I would say, in referring to, say, trying to look after everything. It wasn't until after. Obviously, when I was doing all the cooking and the cleaning and I was doing the night feeds, I noticed that I was pacing again. I wasn't sleeping very well, obviously, because of the sleep deprivation. My baby was up every 3 hours. And I noticed that the clocks were different. When that was my first hallucination that I saw, and I thought to myself, something's not right, because I was preparing the bottles, I was sterilising the bottles as well, and I noticed the clock said 12 o'clock, and I looked back. I went to go prepare the bottle. I thought, okay, it's time for a feed. Look back again, it said 3 o'clock. So I thought, something's not right here. And I was making mistakes. I was dropping the bottles everywhere. Something wasn't clicking. So, so just pacing, not being able to sleep right, not eating properly, on my main triggers anyway. I noticed. And then I tried to call my community mental health team, and I even made mistakes trying to do that, because I had the old docking phone that I had, and obviously I look at the dock and the phone was missing, and then I look back again, the phone's there, and I can hear ringing all the time. So that was definitely another hallucination. So I eventually got hold of my husband, who managed to sort everything out. We spoke with the psychiatric nurse. She came round, and she got me back with my care plan, and found out that I was doing a bit too much, and it was too much for me. At that time, I would say I thought I could do it all myself, and I couldn't. My mum was living about an hour away, and I think my husband, he was my boyfriend at the time. So my husband, he was definitely on hand, but he thought I was just getting a bit stressed out. He didn't realise that I was having a full-blown episode. I did explain to him beforehand about my diagnosis, and he didn't really take much notice to it. He just thought, oh, she's just getting a bit stressed out. And my mum knew more about it, but it's just calling my mum and getting her up here on the train. So her being so far away, that's about it, to be honest. So the recovery process is medication. Definitely, that's the first thing. And with me, a backstory with my medication and my history of psychosis, I wasn't very good at taking my medication. I didn't sort of trust it. I had that stigma of mental health, like having medication while you're being pregnant and things like that. So I didn't take my medication when I was pregnant. So, they told me that aripiprazole was a mental health medication, was not very safe to take within pregnancy, but quetiapine was. So I thought to myself, well, if aripiprazole is not safe to take, what's the chances of quetiapine being safe? So I just didn't trust it at all. I thought like they were still researching into all the medications, so I didn't trust it, so I didn't take it. But the aftermath of postpartum psychosis is medication is key. I wasn't told very much about what would happen with medication, and if I was told about the medication a bit more about my outcome and how if I would have taken the pregnancy, sorry, if I would have taken it throughout pregnancy, then the outcome would have been a different story. I wouldn't be relapsing like maybe once or twice throughout the 2 children at the time that I had. But like I say, I didn't trust the medication. They didn't seem to know much about what was happening. So that's where it fell a little bit. In regards to the recovery, I believe as soon as I started back on my medication, they said not to breastfeed, so I didn't do that. Again, I was skeptical about the whole thing, but I thought, obviously, I'm having a full-blown hallucination and delusions from postpartum psychosis. I had to do something because I wanted to protect my family, my baby. So I took the medication. There was a lot of depression and anxiety afterwards, and it doesn't last for like 1 or 2 days or a week. It's more like years. It takes a long time to really come back to yourself because you've been through a lot. I think with like even peer support and the Motivational Mums Club, I don't think I would have had the relapse. I think I would have been helped a lot more. If there was a lot more, because it's just having the space to say, yeah, I'm going through this, and someone to say, yes, I'm going through the same thing. That's a shock to me in itself. Like, wow, they've been through the same thing I've been through. So there was a few groups, anxiety groups and things like that, run by the Mother and Baby Unit, because I was an outpatient at the Mother and Baby Unit. So I went along to those. But a lot of the mothers, I think one mother was just going through depression. There's not a lot of relation to it all. It's important to ask about how are you today, because it's not just like a pass-by question like, oh, how are you all right? You know, that kind of thing. But to actually sit down and ask, how are you today? It means that you've got to really think about it and think, look what I've been through. Look what I've overcome. I'm a proud mum. So I believe that is a very good question to ask. And I've been through a lot, and I think being a proud mum now, I think it's definitely the best question to ask. So with my second pregnancy, APP were wonderful. I was first signposted a peer support worker, and they spoke to me over the phone, sort of like maybe weekly, bi-weekly. We would talk about our differences, and I think to myself, oh, am I having a trigger or a relapse? And they would say to me, I've been through it too. I know what you mean. Don't worry about it. Seek help where you can. They've been very, very helpful. We even met up at a park for the first time, and I wasn't skeptical at all. I felt very comfortable about it with APP. So it was that one-to-one peer support that I really, really, really definitely benefited from. Today, I take my medication. I look out for the triggers. I make sure I talk to somebody all the time. I don't let it get intrusive thoughts in my head. I always make sure I put on something soft, aromatherapy. But talking is the best therapy. That it's going to be okay. You will get through this. I know it's easy me saying this to you right now when it's harder for you at the moment. Seek help where you can. I know it's hard to reach out. Always look after yourself, Rachel. I've managed to look back at myself and turned around that journey, and I've looked at myself in ways that I know I could be worked on, and now I give peer support with APP. I also run a online Black Mums Cafe group every month. It's a safe space for mums to talk about similar things, whether they are newly recovering from postpartum psychosis, to people that have had it for years and just want someone to talk to. It's a place where people can make friends, or they just want to reach out. So that's something that we do every month. Also, I used to do peer support work in the mother and baby unit, and that involves, I was proud to wear my APP t-shirt because it's very purple, and people would say, oh, who are you? What's that? And I'd be like, yeah, that's us, because we've been through it too. So we stood out there. That's what I liked about the peer support when I did that at the MBU. So we talked to mothers who were going through a mental health situation, and we were basically the light at the end of the tunnel. So that's something I really am proud of. Ask a mum, how are you today?